Okay, we are live. I'm going to give it a couple seconds for everybody to filter in. I don't know why it is showing this one. Hi, John. How's it going? Don't know why it's doing that.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Everybody say hi in the chat. Okay. I'm trying a new thing with the chat on screen, so we'll see how we like that. But hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel. It's Tori, and this is episode 50 of Motley Crew Chats, which has been one of my favorite series of things to do on the channel. Getting to chat with everybody, authors and other booktubers and people from Instagram. I've had so many different people on the channel over the years, not just for Motley Crew Chats, but for interviews and all such things like that. And I knew that for the 50th episode, I wanted to do something kind of special. And I thought about it. And I was like, who could I ask that's like super special that would be kind of a fun milestone guest?
Stop it.
And so I was like, well, obviously the most special person I know is my husband. And you guys all seem to like him almost as much as I do. So I figured that I would just bring him on and we will chat books. We have never done a just us two chatting about books.
I was kind of surprised by that. I thought, before we started, we were thinking, when was the last time? Have we ever done just a Tori and Ben on here? Yeah. So.
Well, you've been on like other live streams and stuff when I do launch parties and stuff, but I've never interviewed you. I don't think for anything.
Maybe not.
We have lots of bookish discussions, but we never do it in front of an audience. So both of us were kind of like, oh, this is such a different, it's very weird to have the same type of conversation that we have all the time. But this time we're sharing it with you guys. I know it is wild to me that this is episode 50, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do for episode 100. I've got some time to figure it out. I don't know how I'm going to top this.
Something crazy.
Thank you guys. You know what? We'll see maybe we should have a counter. How many times
it's a
I can
game.
Fluster my husband in the next hour and a half. All right, we got Zach. Hi, Zach. Zeely's here. We have one of our best friends in the chat, Michael Grunke.
Aww.
There he is. We're going to be video gaming with him later. And we have Pete, who we got to meet in person at Dragonsteel in December, which was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
Got to go out to eat, chat. It was great fun.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's here. Casey's in the house. Let's see. See, here's the thing. We were just talking about this.
We were actually, yeah.
I am of the opinion that every person has a specific hat or set of hats that look best on them. Ben is not a beanie guy.
It doesn't really work.
It's not. So he's Mr. Beanie Queen. If he were to make his own channel, we were talking about you would be Bowler King or Fedora King.
Yeah.
You wore fedoras all the time. When I first met him, I don't know that I saw him without a fedora on.
There's a high school phase that I went through where I was just obsessed with
trench coat and fedora.
Yeah,
that was your vibe in high school.
Vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, so you could start you could do Fedora King reads or Fedora King talks.
And I'd post like once every 3 months. Yeah.
That would be improved. That'd be pretty. Honestly, I'd be impressed by that.
If I could even pull that off. Yeah.
Yeah, pull Alan back on for episode 100. That would also. Alan is always cool. A great chat. Yeah. Zach says the Ben book rec video that came out recently was pretty great. Yeah, because you did your.
Oh, the yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every year, the last couple of years, I have twisted his arm enough to make you guys
do a video of the booklet. Yeah.
Yep.
The yearly reads.
Zachary Shea's in the house. Hi, Zachary. I'm trying to remember. You prefer to go by Shay, correct? Dragonsteel was so much fun.
Oh, he's baiting wizard.
Wizard's bait.
Because what you say is a wizard is never
late. Never late, wizard. He does rock a sick fedora. Yes. That was definitely when we first met in high school. I did think he was quite fabulous in his trench coat and fedora.
I still have them all. My kids wear them more than I do now.
Leah's studying. Thanks for joining us, Leah. Marianne's here. Hello. And like I said at the beginning of the chat, you guys feel free to drop questions in the chat. Don't let him off easy. I got him here. Now you can ask anything within reason. Edgy Ben face. Okay, let's talk about.
Oh, that's what we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna start with high school era fedora and trench coat Ben.
Yeah,
because that's when I met him.
I was a bit of a poetry snob.
You were a poetry snob.
I met Tori, and poetry was poetry that rhymed. And anything that didn't rhyme wasn't really poetry. It was okay, but it wasn't really.
Was that
poetry.
Our first actual argument?
That was our
first. It might have been.
Yeah, discussion about like, wait a second, not everyone is. No, you're gonna call my bluff on this one. Okay.
See, people are always surprised because we do not have like big, like we don't fight. Like we've been married for 16 years and I can count on one hand the number of times when we've gotten even remotely heated in each other's direction. However,
we're just pretty chill.
Free verse versus rhyming poetry was a hot button topic for us back in the day.
I'm a little more open to different types of poetry now.
You've decided it's not so bad.
Yeah. Once upon a time I was not. I was very edgy. You know, it was like that. As much of an emo phase as I could have gone through, I went through in high school.
We need pictures. You know what? I should do some throwback photos of us. Maybe for our anniversary this year in June, I will post a picture of us when we were dating in high school because we were like babies and also adorable.
We could do our best to like recreate our old looks.
We could do that thing where we take like update the picture, but us now, same picture.
Oh man,
that would be awesome.
Oh man, how far back are we going?
Well, the farthest we can go back is me at 16 and you at 17.
Ooh.
Which was a time.
I would have to go back to just disco teen and nothing else. And I don't know if that's worth it.
No, please keep the beard.
Some things it's okay not to go back to.
Shay says fedora aura. It's true. Ben has some very strong fedora aura. Yeah, beanies are one of those hats that I feel like any kind of hat. It's very specific. Like either you can wear it or you just don't look good in it at all. And I'm trying to think. Like I'm okay in a fedora, but I feel like I'm more of a beanie. Beanie fits me better.
You definited got the beanie vibe going on now.
Yeah. I don't think I would. I think a bowler would look ridiculous on me.
It would be a look.
It would be a look.
You'd have to have like the dress suit to match it, and then I think you could pull it off.
See, I feel like you have to go get one of your fedoras now. I feel like we've set a tone here. I'm wearing my beanie.
Man. All right. Well,
you need to go get So Ben's gonna go get a fedora, and then he can.
I'm not gonna wear it for long.
Discussion post. Awesome. Hope you guys' homework goes well. Bowler King and Beanie Queen has a nice ring to it. It does. It really does. You do, Wizard. You sometimes get to talk to my husband more during the day than I do. So for anybody that doesn't know, Wizard and my husband work together in the same department at the same company. So they get a lot of chat time. I don't think he has actually picked out an because he's in the middle of one right now. So I don't know. You have not yet picked out your birthday book from Wizard, correct?
What?
On Audible?
No, I haven't yet.
You haven't yet. You'll have to tell him when you do.
It might be Dresden 3.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I got Ben started on Dresden this last couple of months just to see what he thought of it.
I'm enjoying it.
And yeah, so I need to read book 2 still at some point.
There was a question about flipping the fedora. And yes, I did have.
You did. You
all
had
right, so I found a fedora.
Do you think you could still do it?
I think so.
You don't have a lot of room. I
not a
apologize.
whole lot of room, but it's like the here. So.
Oh, that was still pretty slick, babe.
I had a black one. I had a white one. I had a whole collection.
You wore the white one a lot.
They're around the house somewhere. I don't know where they are.
Kids,
but I found one.
Yeah, the kids run off with them all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad. Oh, Boston Scally Cap. That is classy. We like that as well. That's right. You had a man bun when you met Wizard for the first time.
Oh man,
you've had some very iconic eras. In terms
the
of
man
style.
bun with the big long beard. That was a thing.
Oh yeah, he had a really long beard for a while, and when you shaved it, you looked 10 years younger.
Yeah, I definitely went through a de-aging process there.
So Zach has a great question, and one of the ones that I was going to start us off with was, what are you currently reading?
Oh, I'm reading a few fun things here.
Do you want to take your bullet journal?
Yeah, sure. You and me and Casey were talking about One Piece, and that got me back into traipsing through Skypia right now. So
volume 28 through 30.
Yep, volume 28 through 30. That's where I'm at right now, and it's a lot of fun. I'm still kind of like the East Blue has a place in the heart, but
with all the backstories.
Yeah, with all the backstories. Like, that was just a golden time.
Well, we're rewatching One Piece season 1 right now in preparation to then start watching season 2.
Yeah.
And that's been fun. Like, we love picking out shows for date nights, and we're big film people. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that we're big film people. We're more big TV show people.
Yeah, and every once in a while we'll sit down and just binge through something. But yeah. It's really surprising how many Easter eggs, having read more of the manga and then rewatching season 1, like they're dropping all kinds of things that will pop up later on. It's really fun to see. But then I'm also reading The Heaven Tree.
I'm so jealous. I want to read that so bad.
The prose in here is just stellar. Like, I haven't read prose that I liked this much since Long Price Quartet. Yeah, it's really
because this is a historical fiction.
Yes,
and it's the main. At least I think one of the main characters in the trilogy is an artisan of some sort. It's kind of Janie Wirtz was the one that recommended it to me, and the way it was kind of in a discussion where people were talking about The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, and she was saying that if you like that kind of a story, that Edith Pargeter, I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm not entirely.
I'm glad that you went for it, because
I just went for it. I'm a booktuber. I just say that, pronounce the names, and then everybody in the comments tells me I pronounce them wrong. But yeah, there's really, really strong bromance right away in the beginning, and as it continues, these two pairs of, are they half brothers? I don't remember. I think so.
But they find themselves in a really unfortunate circumstance, and they need to sort of flee from it. And it's really, really interesting. There's a lot of fascinating philosophical points. And the prose, again, is just stellar prose.
So would you consider yourself a prose snob?
I mean, I know when I like it. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not something that will like make a break a book for you. Like you will read books that have more straightforward, still good, but straightforward prose, and you still enjoy it.
I mean, I'd say that, like, if it's really, really good characters, or like a really, really good plot, but if it's really, really good prose, I'd say if the prose is stellar and the concepts are stellar, like, those two areas are going to be the fastest way to get to a perfect 5-star for me.
We're going to get into your level of concepts. We're going to talk about that.
All right.
Wizard says you are very chill on the day-to-day. He is one of the chillest people I know, which is great, because I'm not that chill personality wise. I'm a more, would it be fair to say I'm a more intense personality?
A little bit.
It's very diplomatic. Yeah. We, we're saving up for our yacht over here. Saving up for our round the globe trips on that YouTube money for sure.
We just park it in Lake Pepin.
Yeah, we live right next to a fairly large lake.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because it's a nice lake, but it's a very boat heavy lake, so it's like for swimming and stuff, the water's not that great.
And it's a big bulge of the Mississippi, and so it's a muddy river anyways. There's no way around that.
Ben is a poet. So Ben is actually when was that? November? You were published in the poetry magazine?
Oh yeah. Yep. that was
your
well,
intro.
I mean there was a long fight there, because for a while right after college I had this idea that I was going to try to publish something in a literary magazine, and I submitted a poem to a literary magazine, like a separate one, every day for an entire month long, and it was just solid rejections. And after that I was a little disheartened, and I would every once in a while attempt to submit something, but I think a lot of it is finding the right magazine, the right fit for it, because I tend to be more on the side of forms and
reflective form.
Yeah. And so if you're going to write form and you want to do it well, you have to find a magazine that's going to try to take form seriously. And there's a lot fewer out there than there are just generic anything goes.
Well, I think part of that is just because so many people try to write form poetry and just are not great at it. Like
it ends up sounding really Dr. Seuss-y or something like that, unintentionally.
Free verse can be super basic and shallow, and I think there's just a glut of that everywhere for the most part. But for form poetry, I feel like there's a lot of people that write very stilted or very awkward form poetry. Ben is an incredible poet, you guys. Like, he's going to be super modest about it, but his form poetry is so good. It's so good.
Like, the goal is not to write a sonnet that sounds like it's a sonnet. It's a poem. It just happens to be a sonnet. And that's what I try to aim for. I don't always get it.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah Beth, how's it going? Zin has been favoring a flat cap lately. Classy choice.
Very nice.
Like it. Casey's excited for Dresden.
I think culturally it'd be nice if hats made a comeback.
Let's see. Hey, Doug, how's it going? The headwear aura. I know, we're just modeling this evening. Date night TV. Yeah, that we love that kind of a date night.
Oh man,
just cuddle up, get your TV show on, and get a whole bunch of snacks. Bunch of snacks. We love snacks. What are our like go-to movie snacks lately?
Oh, I mean,
popcorn is like a caramel popcorn is
the caramel popcorn is good. When I feel like not caring about what I'm eating, I will go for the oatmeal cream pies. Those are true. Good.
That's one of your Achilles heels.
Yeah, it's definitely an Achilles heel, because there's nothing good for you in those.
No, if we're eating healthy, we have been liking roasted red pepper hummus with chips lately. That's good. Not bad. That's quite good.
Chips and queso is good too.
I'm off dairy right now, and that just sounds incredible. Sorry, thanks. Hello. Zach is going through the Golden Age arc of Berserk. Let's see. Oh, October Day. I'll have to look into that. I haven't heard of that before. Yeah, that is one. Speaking of which, who else is like cautiously, but I trust the people that are in it. I'm very excited about the news with the new animated Firefly show. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with that, because I think the possibilities there are awesome.
I really hope that they don't mess it up.
I mean, I trust the cast enough to feel like I'm going to be an optimist on this one. I feel like the cast wouldn't be all in, like all of them all in, if it was a subpar kind of thing. Because they, Firefly means a lot to the fans, obviously, but I think it means just as much or more to the cast. So I'm optimistic that it's going to be a good time. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Another person we met at Dragon Steel. Andrew D. Meredith, hello. That's right, Marianne. There are no pros snobs in this house. We are pros connoisseurs.
Connoisseurs.
Yes.
I like that. That's good.
Yep. Minicon 59 in 2 weeks. Do you know what? This is the saddest part, you guys. I have lived in Minnesota my entire life, and I have never been to a book convention, like a bigger book convention here, ever. I should do that.
Yeah.
Bujold is going to be there. Ooh.
You have Tori's attention now.
I'm paying attention.
Now she's paying attention.
Ben are you feeling better now, dear?
Mm.
I was very sick for a couple weeks.
Slow recovery.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't say that I'm 100% out of it, because every once in a while I'll get like a vibe that's like, well, this felt a little bit like when I was sicker than a dog and non-responsive.
he had me pretty worried like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
About a week ago, I was pretty worried about him. It's probably the sickest you've been in our entire married life. So
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Freaked me out, you guys. Also, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the live stream, but it was Ben's birthday on Friday. So part of asking him on for Motley Crew was obviously wanting him to just come on and chat books with me, but also he had a birthday on Friday.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a birthday live stream also.
36, edging towards that big 40.
You are going to make 40 look fabulous. I'm not worried about it.
Shucks.
I didn't know Bujold's pretty, like, she doesn't come out into the sphere, like, what am I trying to say? She doesn't come out and do events too often. That's what I was trying to say. So that's really cool. I'll have to check that out. Pros and cons. Love it. I did not know she's a Twin Cities resident.
You know, all kinds of things now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. Zeely has a question for us. Are there any new releases you're looking forward to this year?
You probably more up on. I don't know what books are coming out.
So Ben, like, if he's reading a book that was published in the last 10 to 20 years, that's a new release for Ben. You're definitely you definitely.
You know, it's funny. There is
that.
what's the Tchaikovsky series?
Children of Time.
He's coming out with a new one,
Children
and I was actually not happy about it, because I thought it was going to be a series that just capped out.
That was the silliest complaint
ever. It was a silly complaint, but
he was so mad because he was reading the Children of Time series by Tchaikovsky,
and I thought I was going to get to the end of it, and then it was going to be done, and so I needed to just be able to be done with the series.
You were so heated about that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but if you're enjoying it, why would you not want another book in this series?
I was worried that it was just going to become the series that was like, what's the new intelligent species in this
repetitive
book?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just didn't want it to be that kind of a cookie cutter thing. But I was really impressed with book 3. Did I read book 3?
Children of Memory?
Yeah. That was a really interesting thing that was done in that book.
So would you say that you are now excited for Children of Strife?
I'm more like I'm more okay with it. I don't know that I'm excited for it. I'll read it when it comes.
I was so confused,
optimistic.
you guys. I was like, why are you so mad that there's another book in the series? I don't understand. What
about you? What are you looking forward to?
You guys, so in May, I'm sure a lot of you guys have this on your TBR too. As soon as The Last Contract of Isako comes out by Fonda Lee, I'm dropping everything like that. I don't drop everything for releases too often, but that one I am really psyched about. I'm really excited.
A standalone, or what
it is? Yes, I think it's a standalone, but it's Fonda Lee writing basically a like industrial corporate samurai story.
Oh, that's cool.
And she's like a hired bounty hunter or something of that nature, something like that.
That would be neat.
And she's like an older protagonist. So just all of the check boxes. I'm very excited about it. Britton wants to know if you are at all interested in reading a little poetry for us.
Oh, what's the one that published in that book? Maybe I can find it real quick.
You have it on your phone.
Yeah, I think I can find it.
On the spot. The people have spoken.
All right.
Just starting Kujimori's run on Berserk. I have not read any Berserk, so I am not familiar with any of the arcs. I'll take exactly, Andrew. I'll take anything Firefly at this point. Exactly. Hello, by the way.
Okay, I got it.
Another person at Dragonsteel. No, I don't think they have announced what platform Firefly is going to be on
Doesn't
yet.
Disney own the rights? I think Disney owns it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
I could be wrong on that.
Same, Casey. I definitely trust the cast. If this was like just somebody came out and was like, hey, we're making a Firefly thing, I would be very not happy about that. But after seeing the entire cast jump on board and come back together, that was pretty cool. So, very cool. And exactly, Nathan Fillion is going to be... the fact that he has his hands in this as a producer also... Great
He's been
news.
Studying for this. Okay,
Don.
I'm more hopeful then.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Don, you got to.
You're in for a treat.
You got to.
Yeah,
I got Don into manga in this last month, and now we're gonna have to get him into Firefly. So
the series first, and then the movie Serenity afterwards.
Yes.
In that order.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Definitely.
It's going to be all kinds of confusing.
I think that honestly, Britton, I think the cast is. I think they're going to be fine. I really do. They embody the soul of those characters so well, and the show so well. The story that Whedon was trying to tell.
He's got a good he did the dialogue really quippy, but if the cast knows it well enough and know their characters well enough, I think they can continue it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Hey Tharnell, how's it going? Yeah, the writing hopefully I mean, again, I feel optimistic. I feel like they'll get some good people on it. Let's see. One thing I find annoying is when an author has written an amazing trilogy, but due to the poor sales of the, that is something that I mean, I'd always kind of known about it, but the more that I've gotten into the book community and the more I hear from people in other countries who cannot get translations of even some of the really big fantasy books, or like you say, there's like 1 or 2 books in the series that are translated and you can't finish it. I can't imagine how frustrating that would be. That's really frustrating. Yeah. I mean, I even to a very small extent, Keigo Higashino, the murder mystery Japanese author that I've been reading, he has like over a dozen books in his Detective Kaga series, and there's only 4 translated right now. And I'm like, can I have more, please? Can I have more, please?
Yeah, no, you've been really enjoying those.
Yeah. We're a little behind. We're down to the birthday messages. I promise.
It's okay. It's all right.
Happy birthdays. Cathedral of the Sea trilogy. I'll have to check that out. Alan Tudyk is an absolute legend. I love him as an actor. He's great.
And he'd be back in it, right? Because his character, the way that they're doing it chronologically, his character would still be alive.
Yes.
I'm going to eat my fist. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. I just kind of slipped out.
You don't have the booktube filter on.
Yeah, I know.
You got to put the booktube filter on. Everybody close your ears.
Chew my tongue.
C.S. Friedman is teaching an online SF and fantasy writing class. Okay, definitely we'll check that out. That sounds awesome. Mike is reading Children of Strife right now.
And that's book 4, right?
4, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the next question in a second. But first, do you want to read the poem that...
All right, I'll read the poem.
Okay, here, I'll scoot over.
The one that made it through.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I take your armrest?
It's fine, all fine. All right. This is called Winter Wind. The eastern winter wind has only this in mind, to hold the fountain pinned and traveler blind, and bury hot and hutch. It is a point of pride that any pond he'll touch is glassy-eyed. The frames are caulked and sealed to guard against the breeze. He comes across a field unchecked by trees, and raps upon my door. He dons a heavy hat and watches as I pour, in spite of that, hot cider off the stove, sighing and breathing in the allspice and the cloves and cinnamon. So, there you go.
That was honestly, you guys, one of the first things I fell in love with when we first started dating. Well, and even prior to like being official, we talked on the phone a lot. We were in the same friend group in high school because we'd gone to a choir camp together.
But it was a long distance relationship.
It was a long distance friendship and then relationship.
It's a very,
for a long
very
time.
verbal relationship.
Yeah. So I fell in love with his voice.
Oh.
And especially his voice reading poetry, because someday I would love to see you narrate, because you'd be a phenomenal audiobook narrator.
That'd be fun.
You'd be so good at that. Especially like you reading classic novels.
Oh, it'd be fun. It'd
amazing.
be fun to do a Jungle Book and a second Jungle Book.
That would
just
be awesome.
Tons of fun.
Yeah, our kids. He reads with our kids almost every night and has since they were little, and all the voices.
Oh man, the Redwall books are a lot of fun.
Yes.
Because Brian Jakes naturally writes in the accents for the various species of critter, and yeah, they can be a lot of fun.
Do you have a favorite Redwall book?
Oh, it might be the one with Martin and Rose in it.
Oh, which one is that?
That's good. Although the beginning of Matameo is really, really good because Brian Jakes doesn't pull any punches with certain character deaths that happen in the beginning of the book. That's not spoiler, right?
Honestly, so here's the thing about spoilers on BookTube, babe.
Okay.
There's such a massive spectrum of what people consider spoilers. Some people you would even consider information on the back of the book a spoiler.
That should be clear if it's on the back of the book.
Which I think is a little extreme. No shade to anybody who's of that opinion, but
yeah, I didn't say who died, just that somebody died.
Yeah.
So
okay. Brad wants to know, who are your must-read on the release authors? Are there any authors that you're like, as soon as the book comes out?
And they need to be alive yet.
I mean, if Victor Hugo dropped another novel,
I would have questions.
anytime. Hey, I'm not gonna make an AI joke. I thought about it, but that's too dark humor for the moment.
I don't know if I like a good standalone. So and I really like Tchaikovsky's work. Who's the guy who did The Company? KJ Parker.
KJ Parker.
Like if either of those two dropped a new release standalone and sold me on the concept, because both of them are pretty good with their concepts, I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that since I've gotten into BookTube that your reading taste has expanded? I know mine has a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like were it not for BookTube, I wouldn't have read Long Price. That's
I wouldn't have either.
That would be another author standalone if it's dropped. Like if Daniel Abraham dropped one, I would read that right away.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, Fonda Lee, I really like her writing style. There are obviously things with every author, with every book series that like small things that I don't love, but Fonda Lee as a writer, I really like. Oh gosh, who else? Jamie Odom, JL Odom, who wrote By Blood, by Salt.
Yeah.
Anytime she releases anything for the rest of her life, I'm all over it. I'd say I don't remember any of my favorite authors, you guys. This is the problem with questions on the live stream, and then Tori's like, I don't know. Who do I even like to read?
Scott Lynch.
Yeah, definitely. Scott. Anytime if Scott Lynch drops anything, I will read it. Book form. I know he's done some short stories and stuff. I don't know.
Pierce Brown, maybe? Would you?
Yeah.
If it was like brand new series, here's
Oh yeah, definitely. And obviously I'll be reading Red God as soon as it comes out. Which supposedly was going to be this summer, but I don't think that's the case.
I mean, being a writer sometimes stuff happens.
Yeah, Disney owns Firefly.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. So, guys, if you haven't already, go to Kickstarter and check out Bellworks Audio. Our friend Brian over on BellTube here on BookTube is starting up a business where he is going to be doing like a boutique style audio production company, really small. And he's going to be matching he's got some really talented narrators on board that are pretty big names. And he's going to be matching narrators to really good books. And I'm really excited to see him get that off the ground because I think it's an awesome
really cool.
venture.
Yeah.
And also, I totally agree, Zilly, that he could maybe add a sub company of that could do translation. That'd be amazing. Zach knows what's up. There's finger snapping for your poetry.
Yeah, the poetry applause. Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hey, speaking of Brian, next comment. Ben is here. Hi, Brian. Oh no, he's a legit poet. He's very, very good. One of the things that is one of your obsessions that I've always loved is when you write poetry, it's always very reflective, and you often write poems that just feel like the atmosphere is really powerful, and they're often very autumnal. Ben writes a lot of poems in autumn or winter.
Mm-hmm. Like the difference between you and I when it comes to like our approach to poetry, I think, is you tend to go more inward and I tend to look more outward at things.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, for sure. And you also, I'm very stream of consciousness when I write poetry. Mm-hmm. You will spend days on a poem and every word has to be tweaked just so, and which with form poetry, I feel like getting it right on a stream of consciousness would be
sometimes
kind of insane.
You need to turn it over and over and over again until it tumbles out the right way, and then you have a Rubik's Cube almost by accident.
Hot cider is popular.
The senses of smell and taste, I think, are often overlooked.
You do utilize those a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Redwall is something. Redwall is amazing. Holds up even as an adult reader. Brian Jakes is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that, Zach. That would be amazing. Brian Durfee's Dimensional Analysis review of Book 1.
Well, I'm sold.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that. Maybe that'll be our TV show date night. We can watch Brian Durfee's. This is kind of where I sit with spoilers too, Don. So when you go into a book, how much do you want to know about it going into it, if anything?
I want to be sold on the concept, but I don't want the answer. I want the promise of a mystery box with a really, really good solution inside. And I think that's it. That would be enough for me. And I think
so
this isn't even spoiler wise. Yeah, I only need the short pitch to go into it. I don't want to know like things beyond chapter 1 or 2. I would say probably if it's something that happens in chapter 1 or 2, then I'm okay knowing it.
Mm-hmm. So will we poetry? Yes, I'm working on convincing him to release a poetry collection because I think that would be awesome.
I mean, the last time that we had any collection of poetry was way back in the day.
Yep.
So there would be more, a lot more to put in there. Mm-hmm. That would be a fun thing to put together.
I think we should do it.
Okay.
And then we could do the audiobook of you reading all of the poems.
That would be a lot of fun too.
Because that would be the best way, in my experience, to enjoy them. But So the poetry side of things, you're a published poet.
Now, officially, yeah.
Officially, he was basically a published poet before. But
Okay.
the other thing that you have been working on since I've known you, when we met, you were writing a massive novel
Oh man.
series, and you've worked on quite a few different novel projects throughout the years.
Yeah.
Quite a few different ones.
It's hard to finish. I've got a couple novella length things that I've finished. It's hard to write something big. I think it ends up getting away from me. Or I get to the middle and then I need to take a break because life starts doing its thing. And then when I get back to it, I don't know.
There's a lot of really popular like short fantasy fiction though that's like, you know, not quite novella length like a fantasy novella, but you know, something that's like 200, 250 pages.
Yeah.
That's, I know like T. Kingfisher. I'm trying to think some of the other, there's quite a few authors that are, I think that's something that's maybe coming in a little bit.
Like a really
more.
long short story almost. Like
kind of
novella length.
Longer novella.
Yeah.
Or novelette or whatever you would call that.
Yeah. That's it's an art form because I mean like writing a short story is its own kind of art form. You've only got so much room to establish characters and establish an interesting concept and pull off the magic trick with it.
I've always found, I feel like, and now having written some short stories and kind of getting more experience with that, I find that writing a really powerful story in a condensed format, whether it's, you know, short story, poem, novel, it's a very specific skill set.
Yeah.
In some ways it's harder than writing a longer novel, I think.
Yeah.
But so will we see a novel from you ever, do you think?
Oh, I think so. I think eventually I'll get around to finishing something else.
You moved.
No.
When you went to get your poem. Zach says, Tori, have you thought about attempting to trad publish any possible work of yours alongside the indie publish? Great question, Zach. You know, here's where I'm at with trad publishing. I have never been really drawn to it. I'm not opposed to it. So that's kind of how I would place myself pretty much my entire career. So having now been a self-published author for 20 years officially this last year, that's my comfort zone, if that makes sense. I would never say that I would never do it. I think it would really depend on the company, the publishing company. It would really depend
the kind of freedoms and liberties that you would still maintain.
Because what I don't want is a publishing company to come in and say, okay, you know, we'll publish your book, but we get to dictate like content kind of stuff, or like I do, as hard as it is and as frustrating as a lot of the admin type stuff can be for self-pub. I like being the person who is at the wheel. I would not mind having a team. That would be amazing. That is something that I think is a huge benefit of, you know, a lot of indie authors that are selling like crazy, that have like a team set up. I think that's amazing. And I look forward to someday having that.
Well, that way you don't have to wear every single
hat. That's the thing that's the hardest, honestly, about indie. But yeah, it would have to be a pretty amazing setup, but I wouldn't say no. I would not say that I would never do it. Yeah, shout out to Andrew's upcoming Kickstarter on April 10th. He's got a beautiful special omnibus edition coming out. I'm very excited about. Ben says, I'm reading The Earth of the New Sun right now. Don't want to spoil for Tori.
I don't think Tori's ever going to read that.
You can spoil away, Brian. Okay, that brings up a great point. That was one of the things on my list to talk about.
Yeah.
So you and I have overlap in our taste, for sure. And then we have some areas of our taste that diverges very heavily.
Yeah.
So conceptual fantasy is something that you've always been a huge fan of,
Yeah.
where it's very concept heavy. It's like you said, kind of a puzzle.
It's a magic trick, and it's the type of thing where you have to watch very closely. And if you are watching closely, you'll be rewarded for it. Yeah. but okay, I will say the reward that you get when you finally catch it, and you're like, oh, I see what you're doing there. That payoff is really, really neat. Yeah.
So you look, maybe one of the ways to classify our difference in taste is that you're looking for a payoff in what how am I trying to say this?
I don't know.
Like, I'm looking for an emotional moment payoff.
Mm-hmm.
You look more for the reward of all the pieces falling into place.
Yes. I will say that if you can get the reward of all of the pieces falling into place, and also the book explores emotionally certain elements of humanity through their characters, then it's like a double win, and you end up something like Long Price, or
Books of Babel.
Yeah,
I feel like that one's leans more conceptual fantasy.
Yeah,
but they're also great characters.
Yeah,
really good character focus.
It's interesting though, like how much I'll forgive on the character focus side, because like reading, I don't know if you've ever read The Fifth Head of Cerberus, Brian, but that was I was like, Tori, just try this, and I'll know if you like it, then Gene Wolfe is for you, and if you don't, then it's not for you. And then we found out very quickly Gene Wolfe was not for Tori. But that book was like so interesting concept wise, especially when you get to the third part and you realize all of a sudden what it is that he's doing, and then you're waiting for it to happen, and then it happens, and it's so satisfying because you don't know for sure one way or the other what it ends up being. But I was explaining all of the interesting character bits to Tori, and you were like, if he just told the story about these characters that you're describing, it'd be great. but all of these things are masked by the magic trick of the concept. And like when you explained that to me, I thought, yeah, you're right. It is. Like I was a lot more forgiving of what he was doing to the characters, or the way he was telling the character's story.
Well, and your brain naturally like jives with that kind of storytelling so much better, where you're able to process through what you're seeing and put those pieces in place and notice the details and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't want to say that I don't notice details by any means, but like my brain does not work that way.
Well, you don't want to get through the book with the suspicion that the author enjoys your confusion, or something like that.
I can't stand that. I can't stand the feeling. I get really angry at books where I feel like the author is having a laugh at my expense, which is how I felt with Gene Wolfe, where it was like I can hear him on the other side of this book just going, "You're too dumb to figure it out," and that's not the kind of reading experience I like.
I love you.
But like you've always been like, sit and really process, think about those kind of logical puzzles in storytelling. And I think that might be tied in a little bit with why you like form poetry, maybe. In
a way, yeah.
Because it's also kind of a puzzle.
Like I can even remember when I was younger, I was at my grandparents' house, and they had this. It was essentially like a puzzle where you needed to get all of the rings. Like they were colored beads that you could slide around, and you needed to get all of the colors in the right line. And all of my cousins had attempted this thing, and it was like sort of just understood to be unsolvable. And I sat down one day and did nothing but puzzle this thing back and forth all day long. And then finally I fixed it, And the response I got was disbelief. They didn't believe me that I had actually done it, even though it's right here in front of them.
I believe it 100% because
But-
you are very patient
Yeah,
with stuff like that.
figuring out how it all works. So even from an earlier age, it was there. The clues were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is funny, like looking back at our childhoods and seeing like the building blocks of the passions we were going to have and the type
Mhm.
of even the type of stories we were going to enjoy being like kind of seeded in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's cool. It was good foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, I know I've told the story in pieces in different live streams, but I figured since I have you on an official Motley Crew and this is the Ben episode, we should probably tell them how we met and like how we went from we just met to we're now like book nerds and writing stories together. And
Yeah, I mean, so we're gonna tell that story from my point of view.
They've heard it from mine already, probably.
Oh, they have?
if at all.
You've told this already.
Well, in pieces. So
Okay.
if they've heard it, it's from my point of view.
I was at a choir camp and I was getting ready to go to sleep. And then my roommate barges into the room and tells me that I need to come down and spend time with people. And so I grabbed
Your extrovert roommate.
Yeah, I grabbed writing utensil and whatever it was I was writing things down in. Was it a big binder then, or was it just a notebook? Or
Oh,
a piece
you
of
had
paper?
a giant like spiral notebook, and I think you did have yeah, I'm pretty sure you had a binder.
Yeah, but I brought all these things down. I threw on a blue plaid bathrobe that I had brought with me, and just went downstairs and then sat down in a grumpy huff to spend time with people, which was really just me sitting down and
Well, that
writing.
was phase 2.
Oh,
Because remember, I met you before you were doing your writing. You had just come out to say hi. It was very brief.
okay. You need to tell it then. Go for it.
Well, you came out of your room.
Yeah.
You had your blue plaid bathrobe, and you were half asleep. And your room, it was me and my roommate were meeting your roommate and you.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, this is my roommate Ben," and your glasses were about here.
Yeah.
And you had your plaid bathrobe, and you had a giant book. It might have been like Les Mis or something under your arm. And I think you said hello, and then that was like the first, the sum total of our first meeting until we all hung out in a friend group when you brought your binder and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And my first impression
I had forgotten that there was that bit there.
First impression was, this is the weirdest boy I've ever met. And I don't know that that's really changed,
No.
but I like it. So
Well.
clearly. But yeah, you were gonna say about when we were sitting with your binder, your writing binder.
Just that. What was the thing that I told you? Like
Going back to your edgelord days.
Yes, I was sitting there writing, and
I think you were trying to figure out how to.
I was trying to
a
figure out how to
character.
kill off a couple characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody was just kind of like, "That's a
What?
weird thing to say." But you came over.
Yeah,
and
I got up and
bothered
I was
to
like,
actually,
"All right."
like try to walk me through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we sat down and we figured out how to kill off a couple characters in Ben's work in progress back in high school together, and that was, we should have known.
Yeah.
We should have known.
Yeah. The clues were all there.
The clues were all there. Oh man. But yeah, we were in the same friend group for a long time, and we started talking on the phone and talking a lot about books and movies and characters and
Oh yeah.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we slowly decided that maybe friends wasn't good enough anymore.
Yeah.
So
It's actually, like, in hindsight, it was a really good way for us to build a relationship.
Very.
I think.
yeah, because we were essentially best friends for quite a while before we started dating.
That's a good way to do it.
We got married very early. That's why everybody is so surprised when they hear that we have 3 children and that our oldest is 13.
Yeah, you got that comment today, actually.
We got it today. Again, we were at a funeral today, and
There's
somebody
no way you
said,
have a
no.
13-year-old child.
But
Yeah.
part of that was, I mean, I'd been 19 for 2 weeks when we got married,
Mhm.
and then it was after our freshman year of college that we got married, and our son was born senior year.
Senior year. Yeah.
So we
Mhm.
started everything early.
Be the youngest great grandparents ever someday.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it. And honestly, like, as cliche and cheesy as it sounds, people have asked, like, how did you know, like, you should get married to this person, especially then? And I'm like, there was never,
Yeah.
like, I think 2 weeks into us dating, I was like, yep, that's the guy I'm gonna marry.
Mhm.
And there's nothing else for it. April is, going back to the comments briefly, April is the Lies of Locklemore read-along. Nice. I just reread the first book last fall. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Even better on a reread. Loved it even more. So I need to go on to book 2.
Those are good books.
Don has a need for more palate cleanser length fantasy. There you go, dear.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You know, I know some people. We could make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Doug. I can never remember which one is which. Novelette is up to 17,500 words. A novella is up to 40K, and a novel is 40K plus. 40K would be a very short novel. Because my novella that's coming out at the end of April is 36,000. And I mean, that's a novella. It's not anywhere close to a novel. Is this actual? Zach had an important role in the invention of Pringles. You know,
I am awful curious now.
That's probably the one thing that I can give him some props for.
Pringles are awesome.
Pringles are awesome.
Yeah.
Ben, have you read Wolf's The Devil in a Forest? I've had my eye on that book for a bit. That might be one
but I'm gonna add it to my TBR.
You have a whole bunch on your shelf.
I have a whole bunch of Gene Wolfe, but I don't think I've ever come across The Devil in a Forest. Is it a short story or is it like a full? You know, I could look it up right now, I suppose.
Britton says, I know what you mean, Tori. It sometimes feels like Wolf's trying so hard to be clever, he loses track of the story. Exactly. Yep. I have a hard time with that. I love listening to people I have friends and obviously a husband who are big fans of his storytelling. So I like hearing them talk about it.
I will say that I appreciate Gene Wolfe's short stories more than I appreciate his novels. The one exception that I've come across being The Fifth Head of Cerberus.
Sure. Did we meet at a Rick Thunder show? You know what, Brian? We were probably on a Rick Thunder show and we just didn't know it. That's probably what happened. Hi, Kai. How's it going? Another snowstorm. I think Maine or upstate New York, somewhere in that direction. Hopefully it's not too much of a snowstorm. A great lesson any author can learn, speaking from experience, figuring out you're not as clever as you think you are. Yeah, it's true. Just write your story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't break your brain over it. So do you puzzle the thing, but like the metal or like the wood puzzles, you don't love as much.
I mean, those can be a little frustrating because I just end up like banging the thing around it. It's not.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, but I've never actually been able to master Rubik's Cube either. Like those are just frustrating. So I don't know.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Kinds of puzzles.
When was the last time I did a puzzle? Like sat down and tried to do like a little brain puzzle.
Well, you've done it now. I'm
gonna have to go
on a puzzle
find
rampage.
out what I actually like. I don't know.
Minerva's Owl says the couple who kills characters together stays together.
Yes.
Apparently true.
All right, there you go.
16 years and going strong. Oh my gosh, Sarah Beth, 103. Oh,
wow.
Ugh. No, thank you. I'll take a snowstorm.
Please no.
Wolf was an engineer who worked on the machine that molded and cooked the chips. No way. That's amazing. Okay, I like him like one tick better now.
He went up one Pringles worth.
Brian can solve a Rubik's Cube. Okay, Brian, that's your new glass box to save your channel. If you ever need it, start solving Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah.
While reading One Piece. There we go. It's gonna revitalize BookTube. Okay, so we had a question. It's way different coming up with questions for my husband than any other guests. Partially because I know him so well that we've had a lot of these conversations
already.
I love, like, I'm never opposed to going over them again. But one of the questions we had talked a little bit about last night was, as readers, we have a lot of different relationships to different characters. You know, we might be confronted by characters. We might see ourselves in characters, relate to them. We might, there's a whole bunch of different types of relationships that a reader can have to a character. But one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what are some characters that you have read that you aspire to be more like, and why?
I like characters who, like, so yeah, I know. I'm thinking a little bit more about this. Well, I know the answer, but like the why is it this way is the question, because I really appreciate a character like Jean Valjean, who will make like some big mistakes and then ends up turning around and committing his life to the service of others and to the service of those he loves. A character like Mowgli from the Jungle Book, where he's going through his coming of age arc, more or less, and is a really clever guy. Sometimes he loses his temper, but he's always protecting the people that he cares about. And a character like Tom Sawyer, where he's really, really clever. And in the beginning of the book, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, he's clever more or less solely to benefit himself. And then by the end of the book, he is using his cleverness to benefit the people that he loves, or the person that he cares about most.
Yeah.
And I think that's really admirable. So that type of thing where it's a coming of age character who is clever, or at least needs to use the resources available to them to help the people that he cares about more or most. I also I'm a sucker for mentor characters. I really like them.
You are.
Yeah. Like thinking back to the Jungle Book, like Bagheera is just cool.
Bagheera is awesome.
Yeah. Well, all three of Mowgli's mentors, you've got Kaa and Bagheera and Baloo, like in their own way, they're almost all of the jungle creatures are mentors to Mowgli in a lot of way. Yeah, in a different way that he needs it. But yeah, I'm a huge sucker for a really well done mentor character. I love to read them. I love to write them. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd say that's been pretty much since I've known you. That's been like when you were first working on the book that was your high school project. You had a lot of those kind of relationships set up in there. And
then all the way after that, like that weird snowman novella that I did.
Oh yeah.
Like you got a younger character and you've got an older character, and it's essentially like a student and mentor situation. And then in Saul Dual Owl, it's a similar thing where you got Outpeck and you have Saul, and it's a mentor and it's a student situation. Yeah.
Which I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we need more phenomenal mentor characters in fantasy, because I feel like they get typecast so often, where they're just kind of same old. And speaking of Bujold, Curse of Shalion is a fantastic story that's like the mentor character is given the POV.
Yes, that is so good. The mentor character is given the POV. It's a fascinating approach.
Andrew says, "Don't say Loey."
Oh yes, you know what? Mentor villains are really really cool type of thing too.
I feel like there's such a broad spectrum of what you can do with a
Mhm.
mentor character. And I feel like a lot of authors don't utilize a broad enough spectrum.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we
Honestly.
were reading the villain advice last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, oh man, I need more villains like that.
The Pringles logo low-key looks like wolf. Now I need to know if anyone owns a signed wolf Pringles container. That would be awesome.
That would be worth something. Wow.
I don't know that.
Okay,
It would, actually.
in the right crowd. In the right crowd. Yeah.
Zach clearly is put out a in search of post.
Yeah.
Zeely wants to know if I will read more Stephen King and if you have read any.
I started to read the book that you were reading. What is it? It's the
Gunslinger.
The Gunslinger. I started to read the Gunslinger, and then you DNF'd it, and then I DNF'd it too. But I will say I really really enjoyed Doomakey.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
win for both of us.
Spooky. It wasn't too weird. It was
It was just
good.
enough weird to be interesting as opposed to just absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a short story that was made into a series on Netflix, or a movie on Netflix. Do you remember what that was? The death of so and so.
Yeah.
Like, essentially,
Can't remember the title.
if I sell the concept, is that spoilering?
Possibly.
Should I do it? I'm gonna do it. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Plug yours.
Like,
if you
essentially, it's a mentor character situation. So maybe that's why I like it. But the mentor for the student in their situation dies, and then the student buries, like, he slips a cell phone into the casket.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then like starts calling him just to have conversations with him. But then there's a supernatural element in here where, like, you were complaining about this thing, and suddenly this
Just
thing
don't spoil the ending.
happens to this person. No, the ending is kind of Gene Wolfish in that you're not really sure, and I like that.
Open.
Like, it's a mark of I think it's a mark of. I'm not really a ghost story snob, but I think a really well done ghost story is one where they don't give you the full answer at the end. Because a full answer almost turns into
There's
a
still
monster
a level
story.
of mystery.
Yeah, there needs to be but was it all in my head? I don't know.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's cool. So maybe if it's the right Stephen King story.
Yeah, I have not read any more King. I don't know how soon I would, because I have so many other things that I own that I want to read.
If Wizard recommends it, then maybe I would.
There you go. We'll have to let him know. But yeah, I know I'm in that weird position where, like, I had a really good time with Doomakey. I don't feel strongly that I want to read keep reading all the King kind of thing, because I know a lot of his books are not going to be for me for specific content reasons, and I think Doomakey was one that I will probably like the most. There might be some other ones, but I won't say I won't read more. But
it is Mr. Harrigan's phone. That's what it is.
Mr. Harrigan's phone.
Yeah.
See, this is why I love BookTube. People are awesome. They know everything. Yeah, I have a smart chat. Of course I do. They're awesome. I can ask them pretty much anything if I get stuck in a live stream, and the answer is right there. You guys rock.
They all knew it.
Yeah, Mr. Harrigan's phone. All right. Benjamin Miller wants to know, have you read any Malazan, and what are your thoughts?
I've read through
same as me.
Yeah, same as you now. What's the
Midnight Tides?
Midnight Tides, yeah.
Book 5.
I think I enjoyed Midnight Tides more than Tori did.
Mm-hmm.
There were some really, like, oof moments in that book.
For sure.
and I think I was more forgiving of some things than you were. But yeah, I definitely had problems with the way that what was the book before Midnight Tides?
House of Chains.
House of Chains ends, just because, like, I understand how cool it would be for certain things to have happened to the bridge burners, but also, good heavens, not one of you foresaw this coming. Not look at all of the people that were in this situation, and not one of you managed to prevent it. Like, it's
There are several moments like that in Malazan where I'm just like, guys,
come on now, guys.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it, and I look forward to reading more of it because I want to know.
What happens?
I want to know the full story, and like I want to be able to get to the end of
Mhm.
Purple God and say I have read the Malazan Book of Fallen. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that we can read Bone Hunters this year. I definitely want to read at least one more Malazan this year, and then just kind of see past that what I have time and energy for. I found that Malazan mentally takes a lot out of me to read.
You know, that is the one thing I will say. I read Midnight Tides listening to it, and definitely it was a little bit tricky to keep track of everybody, and I think it would take me a lot longer, but I would get a lot more out of it if I sat down and read it as a hard copy, and then I don't want to say took notes, but like essentially just whenever I meet a character, just write down who this character is, because that kind of information, like I would write down the information that would be helpful for me that the glossary or
Doesn't have.
isn't going
So
to
a
have.
more specific glossary.
A more specific.
Yeah.
This is Ben's personal glossary of characters for when this character pops up again, and I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
I would just be like, oh yeah, that's the guy who did this thing back here in this other chapter.
Right.
That would be helpful for me. Everybody's going to read it a little bit differently, but I think I would read Malazan best that way.
Yeah. Which one? Okay, out of the 5 so far, what is your favorite Malazan book?
Oh my gosh.
I have to look at him now.
remember them now.
He's gone.
It might be Dead House Gates. I think
Yes.
so. There's
I
something
paid him
about
to say that.
something about the Chain of Dogs and Coltane's endeavor and the themes that happen, especially that come full circle with the dog scene at the end of the book. If you read it, you know what I'm talking about. Thematically, it is really cool what he's doing there, because it's not the type of thing where you're hit over the head with the story theme. The characters aren't going to do that to you, but it's present and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Plus, just the idea of you have outcast underdogs leading a team of undeserving people towards a salvation that through the whole of the journey, like again, what are they doing to merit this? but that's the point. There's just this theme of mercy and compassion through there that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be Dead House Gates.
I'm not sad about that answer at all.
And that answer was sponsored by Tori.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. Yeah, The Innocents is a great, but is it in my head or what is it in my head film?
Okay.
I'll check that out.
Turn of the Screw was a good book that's like that. It's a classic ghost story.
Yeah. Well, and we're gonna dip into your favorite classics in a minute. Has me too. I cannot read the other books at the same time. That's the thing, is a Malazan book takes my full attention and it slows me down a lot, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes I need to slow down when I'm reading.
Yeah.
But I could never read them back to back. Not ever. Okay. We have a question from Mr. Michael Grunke himself here.
Oh.
So we better answer it. What is your favorite children's book, grade school level?
I gotta say,
I know what your answer
probably.
is.
Yeah. Think you know?
You're gonna say holes.
I was gonna say that. Just in terms
Good
of the
choice.
impact that the book had on me, when I think reading it for the first time and like suddenly realizing the web that was being woven, like a story that was taking place across generations, even though you were only getting it mainly through the perspective of this middle school kid.
It's a brilliant book.
Yeah, it's a really, really well crafted book.
Yeah.
Especially like just sitting down and I read it to my son somewhat recently.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. And sitting down and rereading it again, I thought there's so little words being used to describe what I remember as being a great big story, but not a whole bunch of words are needed. Like just the right amount are used. It is really, really well crafted narrative, and I think it was a big influence on me growing up, just from the crafting of my own storytelling perspective of things. Is again my appreciation for a puzzle, I guess.
Yeah. It's a really smart middle grade book.
Yeah, that's the thing is middle grade books don't have to be dumb. They can be smart because middle schoolers are also smart, so you can play to that.
Yeah, I feel
that's a book that does.
I feel like that's something that we've talked about a lot, especially now that we have a reader child who is, reading that level of book, is how a lot of readers at that level just are not given the credit to be able to read and comprehend and like learn from the books that they're reading. And everything is so formulaic, and it's so, especially more recent years, like so formulaic. It's so basic. And I understand that there's like a literacy aspect to that on a larger scale, which is a whole different conversation. But I get excited about books like Holes, where it's so smart.
Like it's a middle school grade level. It doesn't need to be graphic. It doesn't need to be hitting you over the head with themes. It just needs to have like smart characters in a world that will appeal to like middle school students and even adults. Even adults could read Holes and appreciate that. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I'd seen the film, but I hadn't read the book until last year. So every year, Ben and I have this thing where we each pick a book that the other one has to read by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So like a couple years ago, he had me read Settle in a Sentence, and I've had you read By Blood, by Salt was my pick for him last year.
Yeah. So we both have new picks. You picked up something for me already
by
this year.
John Williams.
All right. Yeah,
You're going to absolutely love it. I'm excited for you to read it. You're going to love it.
I might pick this book for you.
I would not be mad about. Please make me read that.
Or that might be my book club pick. I don't know. It depends.
Ooh.
I want to see how it goes.
Well, you're not up next though.
No, I'm not up next. It's going to be a little while since I'm done.
Grunky is our next book club pick person. That guy right there.
That guy right there.
I know I've said this before, but just as a context thing, Ben and I have a in-person book club with two of our closest friends from college that we've been doing for 8-10 years now.
Yeah.
And we cycle through the four of us every year, where somebody picks a book and a movie and a like musical album, and then we all get together and discuss it. And that's been, I love doing it in person too. Like I love being able to talk on BookTube with anybody who do buddy reads and all that kind of stuff on a more frequent basis.
Yeah.
But it's really fun to get together and chat in person about.
Good way to keep yourself sharp. Yeah.
For sure. To answer your question about middle grade, I would say for me, one of my absolute favorites. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Are you going to say White Fang, babe?
No, that's one that I would probably introduce to a slightly older reader.
Okay.
I mean, it depends. It definitely depends on the kid.
I'm the middle school kid.
It depends on the middle school kid. No, but I mean, White Fang is my favorite book, so it's not a bad answer.
Are you gonna pick Hatchet or something along those lines?
The Golden Goblet.
Yeah. You know, if I had thought about it, I would have come across there.
I did like Hatchet a lot too. That's also a really good. I love survival stories, so Hatchet, Lord of the Flies, Maze Runner, like anything like in that direction. I do really love a good like survival, get out alive kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
But The Golden Goblet is by Eloise Jarvis McGraw. It was written in the 70s, I want to say.
Was it really?
70s or 80s. And I don't think it was 80s. I don't think it's that young. It's about a young boy who is being, he's basically under the thumb of his oppressive half-brother, who's a stonemason. And all this boy has ever wanted to do is follow in his father's footsteps and become a goldsmith and make beautiful things for the royalty and nobility of Egypt. It's an Egyptian historical fiction. And there's a mystery involved. It is very tense. There's like a tomb robbery aspect of it. It's very good. And the character, like the friendships and stuff in it are amazing. So that's probably one of my favorite middle grades of all time.
It was published first in 1961.
I knew it wasn't 80s.
Yeah,
61. That's even older than my parents, you guys. That's crazy.
Your favorite book is older than your parents.
Yeah. I would say besides that, anything Redwall. Like our son has read the entire canon of Redwall at this point and has been a huge fan. That's such a great fantasy gateway because it's crazy to me that Brian Jakes is the type of author who can tell essentially the same story in like a lot of books.
Kind of crazy.
And you don't care. Like it's amazing every single time.
Yeah, you completely forgive him for it.
Yeah.
Even though the books do possess many similarities from book to book.
Aspects, yeah. But they're so good. Loam Hedge is probably
Loam Hedge is your favorite?
Loam Hedge, Long Patrol. Those are probably my two favorites.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think Loam Hedge is Grunky's favorite too.
Is it? Well, he's in the chat.
I don't know for sure.
What's your favorite Redwall?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And T is here. So T, remind me what your favorite Redwall book is. We are still live.
The one with Matthias, like it's the first one, just called Redwall. That one is very good too.
Is that's not his name, is it? Is it Matthias? Martin the Warrior.
It's Martin. It's Martin the Warrior. No,
it's Martin. Matthias is a character.
No. Okay, so yeah. But the very first book that he wrote was called
Redwall,
and it does have Matthias in it.
Has Martin?
No.
Matthias? Does it?
I'm pretty sure it's Matthias.
Am I completely?
It's Matthias and Clooney the Scourge, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
T, help us out.
T will
know.
Yeah.
Marianne says The Innocents is an adaptation of The Turn of the Screw.
Oh, there you go. How about that?
Theme.
That's kind of funny.
A Wrinkle in Time. We've read that.
Yeah, I picked that one for
you did.
A book club.
Hey, Mark, how's it going? Isn't that the truth? Creating an all ages novel is an art form in and of itself. 100%.
That's the goal. Make it timeless.
That's the thing, you guys. The best middle grade books, and even the best children's books, down all the way to like a picture book, should be, in my opinion, the best ones are the ones that can be enjoyed by any
all
age.
Ages. Yep.
And like, I don't know. I think so many middle grade books now are just fluff and nonsense for the most part, which again, that goes into the discussion of like, is
fluff and nonsense.
Fluff and nonsense, yes. Is entertainment enough? There's a question for you, dear. Is entertainment enough?
No, there needs to be, is the word edification that I'm looking for?
Probably,
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to entertain and educate in a way that like isn't beating someone over the head. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. I know that there are a lot of people that are just like, they have their popcorn reads and I don't like.
Which it's fine.
That's fine.
Like, I'm gonna convince Tori to sit down and watch Godzilla -1 one of these days, and I don't expect it to be anything more than what it sounds like.
I don't know.
but
The way people talk about it, we might get a lot out of it.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going in open-minded. Hindlane's juveniles, somewhere between middle grades and young Y, never talk down to their audience and don't pull punches either.
That's nice. Yes.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
My Side of the Mountain, that's another good one.
Oh, My Side of the Mountain is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Touching Spirit Bear by Ben Mickelson. Very Hatchet-like story. Ooh, I don't think I've read that one.
I think I've read that.
Have you?
I think that
You
was
have to add it to your Goodreads.
that was a required read once upon a time, I think. But you know what? I don't think I read it. I think I skipped out on it. I think it was supposed
Are we
to be.
uncovering some dark middle grade secret from
Maybe.
of not finishing your homework?
Did
books?
I actually read Touching Spirit Bear, or did I just like listen to the rest of the class discuss it and pretend like I read it? I don't know. Maybe.
You might have to get this from the library.
Okay.
And
maybe.
fulfill your oath.
Fulfill your oath. And then you'll hold my oath fulfilled, Tori.
Yes, then I will hold your oath fulfilled. Mossflower is also an excellent Redwall book. That one's really, really good.
That's the one with Sarmina, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
good.
That one is pretty good.
Hello, Paul says, hello, love the channel. Thank you very much. I recently picked up all 4 books in the Lonesome Dove series. Not my normal read, but everyone rates these books so highly. They are classic American West epic saga type books, especially Lonesome Dove itself. So I hope you really enjoy them. Madameo is good.
Yeah, the beginning of Madameo. Oh, it's good. It's good. If you're reading it, especially as a parent, it hits differently than if you're reading it as a kid.
That's the thing that's so cool about books, is that I feel like I actually, and I know this, I'd be curious if you guys in the comments let me know if you guys are rereaders or if you don't reread stuff. I love rereading because depending on the book and when you reread it, it's almost like a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Because you've added like different life experiences, and
especially if there's a
views
huge amount
might
of time
change.
between the reread. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a book that you've reread with like a long distance or amount of time in between that you loved even more on a second reread? Or
I mean, I talked about it in the recommendation video at the end of the year, but To Kill a Mockingbird,
yeah, that's a good one.
Atticus Finch reads differently when you're a father than he does when you're an emo high schooler.
Really?
Yeah, I imagine that, right? Yeah.
No way.
We all still thought Atticus Finch was super cool when we were in high school,
Sure.
but it's different when you're an adult.
It's almost like you're looking at him as a mentor character versus a relatable character.
Well, it's almost like also when you read him in high school or as a high schooler, you're reading him the way that you would approach any adult who carries the level of competency that he does, in so much as like Atticus Finch is a character that can do no wrong. When you're a grown adult reading his character, like I almost went into it thinking like, okay, this is one father looking in at another father's inner life and the choices that he's having to make with the limited amount of resources that he has. Yeah, it's really interesting. He's not a perfect character.
No, there were a couple of moments where I remember when I was reading it, I would stop and you'd be working and I'd be like, Ben,
like, well,
why? Why did he do this?
His worldview almost puts someone in extreme danger.
Yeah, that's true. Paul says, I normally read a series in chronological order. Have you read these books? Would you, if you're talking about the Lonesome Dove ones, I have read Lonesome Dove. I have not read any of the other ones in the series, but I'm trying to think who I know that has.
And who enjoyed them.
Yeah. Well, I know John from Talking Story just read Lonesome Dove, but I don't think he's read any of the other ones. Josh from Red Fury Books might have. I think he's read more of the series. And if anybody in the chat has read like more of the Lonesome Dove books, feel free to pop your recommendation in there as well. I mean, I think Lonesome Dove is an easy starting point just because it is kind of the like anchor point of the whole story. And then after reading Lonesome Dove, then you can go into the sequel about, you know, one, I think a smaller bit of the cast or a prequel. And I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked up like where on a timeline they all sit, but I don't think you can go wrong starting with Lonesome Dove because that's kind of the like, yeah, like the Axis story. Tangerung, yeah, Matthias. You were right.
See, and I think reading it in that
good.
order is a really good. If you've never read any of the Redwall books, if you start with Redwall, you're being introduced into the world where there are already established legends. The world is an old world already.
Yeah. And you guys, if you've never read Brian Jakes, make sure you have snacks.
Oh, he's a foodie.
He is one of the best food descriptor authors ever in fantasy. And that's adult fantasy, everything. Like he is, when he describes a feast, like the drool that will happen. Like make sure you have snacks because don't read Brian Jakes on an empty stomach.
Fun note on that. There is a Redwall cookbook, like an official Redwall cookbook out there. And I got it from the library and we made a Redwall themed Thanksgiving meal.
The kids had the best time with that.
We had an October ale and everything. It was great. Fantastic.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no judgment spamming about Redwall. It's an amazing series. Hey, Mac, how's it going? Zach says, Godzilla -1 is a literary monster movie, if such a movie exists.
See?
That sounds amazing.
I'm sold. I want to watch this.
I almost cried. I mean, sold.
I've heard that the version in black and white is the one that you want to see for sure.
Definitely a rereader. Wheel of Time. That's impressive. Wheel of Time like 4 times.
That's a lot of
That's the thing though. Those like comfort series that are like really deeply ingrained in who you are as a person, like never gets old.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how many times have you read through all the Narnia books, or is it just once? I've at least read through the entire series twice because I read them all to Tristan too.
I don't know how many times. I've read a couple of them multiple times. When I was younger, I read The Horse and His Boy probably like 8 to 10 times.
Are we surprised by this though, guys?
Yeah, Horse and His Boy is my favorite Narnia book, and that doesn't really surprise most people.
Yeah.
I don't know what's your favorite Narnia book?
You
say The Last Battle.
It might be The Last Battle, just because it's so weird. Like I can understand why they've never made that into a live adaptation because it would just be weird. But it works from the book point of view in terms of wrapping up the entire universe of Narnia. It's really interesting. Closely followed up with The Silver Chair. The Silver Chair is really interesting thematically in what happens in that book.
I like bits and I would have to say Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe just because like that story, and Edmund is probably my favorite Narnia character.
Yeah.
So
it's hard because like reading or having read to me The Magician's Nephew and having already read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and suddenly having answers to questions about where things came from, like that's really, really cool. And also just conceptually, I really appreciate the, like, what's the new magical island that comes up next that happens in the Dawn Treader. Yeah, that was really kind of fun.
That one's very quest fantasy.
It's very episodic.
Yeah.
It's very much like...
And also Reepicheep exists, which is like...
Yeah.
Reepicheep is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin Miller wants to know, Ben, what is one book you're delaying to start because you don't want to not hate it by chance, or hate it, like delaying to start because you don't want to hate it?
Yeah. No, I have a whole bunch of books over there actually, and it's sad, but a lot of them are Gene Wolfe books, and like I tried reading. I read through the entire the Wizard Knight books, and I wasn't like super duper hardcore sold on it. Like, yeah, these are good, but I wasn't like over the moon about them or anything. I started reading Book of the New Sun. I think I got through 2 of those, and it was just so difficult to like keep up with. I'm starting to sound like you. But yeah, just not knowing where where everything is going, and if I went into it thinking, all right, I'm just going to pay attention and I'm going to get it, and I got like 2 books into it and I still wasn't getting it, and so I have a bunch of Gene Wolfe books over there, and I am going to read them someday, but I'm worried that maybe it's only some Gene Wolfe that I like and not others. I wanted to write all of I wanted to like all of him.
That just sounds really frustrating.
Yeah, oh, I know. That, and I've got a bunch of Ray Bradbury over there too that I haven't jumped into for similar reasons. I do like Ray Bradbury.
So you have a threshold with these kind of books where like they can be kind of a 50-50.
I think maybe I just need to lower my bar and let the book be its own book. I think that would help.
I think those are 2 different things. Don't lower your standard.
No.
Don't do that. Don't lower your standard.
Well, like, I don't want to read a book that's a good solid 8 book that feels more like a 5 because I really wanted it to be a 10. Does that make sense? Yeah.
The desire for it to be a great book, and then it misses the mark as opposed to not having expectations.
Yeah, because I know that like not all authors are going to pull off complete bangers every single time. So I got to just let the book speak for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of rereaders in the comments. I'm actually almost done with. That's what I'm reading right now. I'm almost done with my reread of 6 of Crows, and I'm having the best time with it, you guys. I love the dialogue and banter and how organic it feels in 6 of Crows, and I do just love a good fantasy heist. And I think I read this one before I read Lies of Locke Lamora, so this was kind of my like ramp up to Lies of Locke Lamora. I think I'm pretty sure.
When did you first read Lies of Locke Lamora? Wasn't that back in college?
No.
It was post-college? Okay.
It wasn't published when we were in college.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think. Then. Hold on.
Also,
when was Lies of Locke Lamora?
I'm also curious, Tori, if you wouldn't mind answering the same question.
What question?
Are there books that you are afraid to start because you don't want to hate them?
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like,
okay. I am terrified. I mean, Red God. It's not out yet, but I don't think I'll hate it. I don't want to say I don't think it's fun. I don't know. Yeah, I would say whenever I have an author that I really like, and I love the first book in a series, I do get really nervous about reading the second book. Because if I loved the first book and then the series just kind of, that's such a bummer. I don't like that.
It is a bummer.
It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. What is time, you guys? This was published in 2006, so I hadn't even graduated high school when this was published.
So you could have read this in college. I'm wondering when you first read it, though.
I think when I first started my BookTube channel, I think it was in 2020 or 2021.
I bet if you go back through your videos, you might find like your review.
Oh, I had a whole video on this book specifically where I said this was one of my new favorite fantasy novels. Mm-hmm. And I think that was 2021, maybe.
It's still up there. It's in your top 10 series, right?
Oh, definitely. It's in
Yeah.
my top 5.
Oh, okay.
And I would say Lies of Locke Lamora as a book is probably in my top 3 fantasy novels of all time.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I love
for
it.
sure.
But yeah, loving Six of Crows. Having a great time with it. And I just needed a reread. Every once in a while I just get in the mood for that. Not a rereader, but on occasion I will. Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. That is some dedication, T, honestly. That's amazing. And
You know,
awesome.
that's not a bad thing to reread every year. That'd be great.
Don't want to hate it. Okay, we did interpret that correctly. Redwall all the time. I haven't reread a Redwall book. I should reread one and do a video that's like rereading Redwall as an adult and just talking about how amazing it is, because
Yeah,
I
that'd be
haven't
an
read one in a
interesting
while.
blog experience.
Mm-hmm. Reread Lord of the Rings and Don't Stop the Carnival by Herman Wouk. One of my favorite. I've heard of that book a while ago. I'm gonna have to read. It is totally possible that Sarah Beth brought it up at some point in the past. Probably. But I think I've heard it somewhere else too. Also a rereader. Thanks for joining us, Zach. Absolutely reread. And it's not because I didn't finish the series and it's been 20 years. I can't remember anything but that too. That's valid. I feel like you're not alone, Doug. No rereads, especially now that I've got, you should really put in a complaint with all of this horrible booktuber that keeps making you read things. Hey, Christian, how's it going? Y'all are awesome. All of these have more heavy hitters. Let's see. Read Lonesome Dove. I feel like a lot of people have read Lonesome Dove first. If you've never read Brian Jakes, do it.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Just attempted to write a feast sequence and definitely took inspo from Jacques. I mean,
it's good.
He's the
guy
OG.
knows how to do it. Yeah.
Horse and His Boy is my favorite. Oh, really? Most people, that's not their favorite Narnia book, so that's awesome. I feel like we may have had this conversation. It's totally possible. Nightshade, hello. Don't read a lot of fantasy, but I do read a lot of thrillers. Hey, I've been starting to get into some murder mystery thriller type stuff in the last couple of years. So, yeah, I have been really enjoying the thrillers and stuff and murder mysteries that I've been reading. Every once in a while I do like a genre swerve because I need something. And I know I talked about this a little bit earlier this year, but I think sometimes when you have a genre that you're very comfortable in, it can be really nice to go to something that you don't have as much experience in and experience what it feels like to just read a book without a whole bunch of preconceived, like, this is what fantasy is like, and here are the tropes in fantasy. Like reading murder mystery and thriller right now, I don't have all of this is what murder mystery and thriller books are like yet.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of a fun, it was fun to go back to that mentality for a little bit.
One of those things for me was trying out first Dresden and then the second Dresden books,
urban.
Because I think the urban fantasy thriller was something I didn't know that I needed, but it was a really nice palate cleanser. Like sort of like reading a couple of One Piece manga is a really nice palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say too, there's a little bit of a crossover there with the things that you enjoyed about Dungeon Crawler Carl.
A little bit.
In a way. They're not the same, tone of story by any means, but I think that there's some similarities enough that was one of the reasons why I was like, hey, we have the audiobook for Dresden. You might enjoy it.
Well, I think like Dungeon Crawler Carl became very, very complex very, very quickly. And I'm not getting that vibe from Dresden.
It's not that.
Where it's like the world is going to deepen, but it's going to do so slowly over a long period of books. And I'm going to totally be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of catching up to do if you're going to get through Dresden. I need to read more Wolf. Wizard Knight. T liked it. Wizard Knight.
Okay. Awesome.
Sometimes if
there were things about it that I appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes if a book sounds good and turns out not to be, it's a big bummer. Yep, 100%. Thanks for answering my questions, Lizzie. Yeah, hey, God bless you too, and thanks for joining us. I swear we've had that conversation before. Thanks for joining us, T. Britain had, I also had dinner, but I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
Let's see. Currently reading Lord of the Shattered Land by Howard Andrew Jones. Yes. Are you enjoying it, Mac? I've really enjoyed. I need to get to book 2 this year. That's one of my priority reads because I really liked the first one. Next up, you got some great ones going this month. Sword of Bronze and Ashes by Anna Smith Spark. What? Okay, so you come over to my shelves on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And peruse.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the books on my shelves that you have been most like? I really want to read that. I think people would
Hang
be
on, let's
curious
take a look.
to see. He's gonna shop.
I've been seeing the Children of Gods and Fighting Men up on your shelf for a while. That would be a good one.
Here, hold on.
Whoop.
Children of Gods and Fighting Men makes the list. Ben's first choice of something I want to read. This I need to read book 2. That's kind of is my theme for 2026 is I need to read book 2.
All right, where's the Dollmakers? Where's that at?
Dollmakers is
Yeah.
up here.
Yep. This sounded like a really intriguing standalone. A little bit of creepy vibes going on. I'm all for it.
Children of Gods and Fighting Men is having a moment right now. Pete has all 3 of them sitting on his shelf.
Oh, there you go.
Also, Doug says, oh my, Ben. Dresden doesn't stay episodic much longer than you've read. Really, not at all.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
then.
boy.
Okay.
Because you're going into book 3?
It's book 3 is up next. So that'll be interesting.
Yes.
Here I thought they were all episodic books, one to the next.
I mean, I think maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Doug, but I mean, to some degree, but I think like you're saying, there's more of a like overarching through line coming up.
I'd be willing to read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter too. I haven't read Sanderson for ages and ages and ages.
Oh yeah, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. We were talking about buddy reading.
Yep. I'd like to read more Pratchett always. But
we've read the same number of Pratchett books.
Yes, we have. I don't know. You've had A Plague of Giants over there. That was kind of interesting to me.
Where is that? Where is that? Yeah, it's up here.
I don't know though.
Plague of Giants. I'm very intrigued by this one too. I've heard that this one's like a kind of dark horse, really good book.
I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Help.
I got you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Also, I know I've shown it on my videos before, but Ben's parents had this made for us for our anniversary last year, I think.
Yeah.
And I love this sign. It's
very cool.
In the back of a lot of my videos now, but I think it's super cool. Dresden lost me after book 4. I've heard that the early ones are definitely the roughest. Did a lot more rereading as a kid. Childhood, Black Beauty, Misty of Chincoteague, Black Stallion. I'm reading Black Stallion out loud to my girls right now. And we're having a great time rereading that. Max Garfield is going to read all of the Gene Wolfe.
I've been wanting to try the Lateral.
Yeah. That's the one about the soldier.
The soldier who, if I recall correctly, loses his memory at the beginning of each day.
Mm-hmm.
And so he only has to go on what he bothered to write down.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the pitch. I think that's the pitch for it.
Yeah.
But I was curious.
Yeah.
The other one that I want to read this year is it's the Hyperion book.
The second one?
The second one, yeah.
Is that...
I've got it over there. I just need
I can't remember the title of it.
Remember that I want to read it.
Someone called To Kill a Mockingbird slop, and it was deeply offensive on a cellular. That's fair. That is not at all true.
It's a wonderful,
It's
interesting
an excellent book.
like an examination of human character on all sides.
Mm-hmm. In a really, one of the things I love about it, and you guys know that I don't like. Thank you, Fall of Hyperion.
Yeah, Fall of Hyperion. That's what it is.
You guys know I do not like sledgehammer themes, and I feel like Harper Lee tackled some really heavy themes in that book in a way that never felt like we were being chased or lectured or beaten over the head with anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a good reason for that is because so much of the story is told through the lens of a child. So it's a child's view of all of these, things that are happening and the way she's been raised and the way things are, quote unquote, in the area she lives.
Yeah.
That was a really brilliant choice for that book, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really good one. Lord of the Shatterland is good so far. I think you would also like that book. Yes, Gail.
Yeah, I've heard you say some good things about it.
Nice. Yeah, I would like to finish the trilogy this year. I have both book 2 and book 3 on my shelves, so I might try to finish it this year.
What are you doing? Why aren't you reading all the books?
I am. I'm rereading the book because that's helpful. I will not apologize. I've been having a great time with Six of Crows. Okay, so for ruining everyone's TBRs, because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
What are a few books that you've either been loving so far in 2026 or that you loved in the last couple of years that you're like, my audience really needs to check these books out and put them on their TBR?
If you haven't read the Spy Family books, you don't have number 1 in here.
No, we are loaning it out to somebody.
Were
Spy
you loaning
Family?
it out to Banana?
No, Alyssa.
Oh, Alyssa. Okay. But the Spy Family manga is really, really good.
It's too bad, Britain. Doesn't matter.
Recently, I came across which one did I most recently read? It was like 14 or
13?
something.
Because I'm 2 ahead of you now.
Yeah.
No, 1.
You're 1 ahead of me.
You were at 14.
But 14 was so refreshing, especially having come off of like the last book that I read that was anything romance or love story adjacent was Book Lovers
by Emily Henry.
Yeah, and it was a romance, and I really just needed a love story, and I wasn't even expecting to find it in volume 14 of Spy Family, but there it was, and it's wonderful, just great. And yeah, if you haven't read that manga, it's well worth your time. It's very good.
Great palate cleanser.
Yeah. One Piece is good, but if you read East Blue and it's not for you, then like you could definitely stop there. But East Blue is really, really good. And I'm really, really enjoying The Heaven Tree. Like even just the opening line in this book just completely sets the tone. It's great.
We talk about first lines on this channel a lot, and I think if you want to read them, the first line of this book, it's absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
So here. This is the kind of language that you're getting in this book. The angel, eternally in light, alighting with arched wings and delicate stretched feet, spread his hands palms outward toward the radiance, and bowed in ceremonious humility the youthful narrow head with its long gold hair still erect and quivering from his flight.
So good.
Like, and he's there. It's a description of a statue. It's really, really cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
I love when fantasy books get really deep and detailed about artisans and like craftsmanship. Like Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering, which is an indie standalone novel. She opens the book with a man who is making a mosaic, and that's
a cool way to do it.
So beautiful. It is so beautifully written. So I love fantasy books that actually describe the craftsmanship of things and like watching a master work on their craft. It's so cool.
Yeah.
We do too. Well, I will read a book if the first line isn't like amazing, but I think first lines are very special.
They are.
And if you can punch home with a really good one, it's awesome. Okay, so the Heaven Tree, One Piece, Spy Family.
The Books of Babel are also really, really good.
Josiah Bancroft.
Yeah, just fabulous, underrated books that
agreed.
Like reading those, they're so cinematic. Like easily this series could just be a stellar TV series. And the world would just be watching with bated breath to see what happens to send them.
Okay. Thought.
Yeah.
Okay. The art style of Arcane.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
But Books of Babel.
That would be interesting.
I think that would be cool. I actually think that might do translate better than a live action.
Yes, because the thing about it being a live action is there's going to be so much that would have to be CGI'd, and I think that has a tendency to like blur people over,
especially right now because they're awful at it.
But yeah, I think if it were animated with that kind of an like Arcane style or something Arcane adjacent, they could do good things there with the concepts.
Yeah,
and also like not sacrifice the characterization that can happen in the subtle details of the face. Yeah,
totally agree.
I don't know. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Well. Briefly, let's talk a little bit because we've been talking for almost 2 hours, which doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
We do this on a daily basis anyway. We're gonna make. I know we keep saying this. I promise we are going to sit down and talk about Book Lovers by Emily Henry at some point soon.
Kind of doing it now.
But briefly, I think we should touch on why you and I have such a frustrated / partially negative, largely negative view of a lot of romance as it's being peddled now.
I think
or in general.
I suspect that a lot of it has to do with genre tropes. Because when I was reading Book Lovers, and I should have taken the clues because the clues were there, but I suddenly was thinking, this has the potential to be a really interesting story with interesting characters. And then whenever there was an opportunity, the genre romance just grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and made the story be a romance. And I was like, no, please don't.
Just tell the story.
Just tell the story and be more truthful to the characters, the way these characters seem to want to be. Yeah.
Well, and that's where, like, I don't know. I've jokingly said, like, oh, we're just a couple of old married curmudgeons. But the reality for me is so much of what gets peddled as romance now is not. It's toxic relationships. It's setting incredibly toxic expectations for what people give and accept in their relationships, and not just with romance either. I feel like, friendships or any other kind of relationship can kind of fit into a lot of this too. And it's so heavily focused on the physical. It's so heavily focused where like that is the make or break. If you're attracted to somebody and it feels like, sparks are flying all the time, that is the end goal. And it's just like, love is so much deeper than it is portrayed. It is so much more like, we talk about the payoff in these books that we love, that we read. The payoff, I think, for us of having now been married for like 16 years and putting in all of the work to learn how to love each other to the best of our abilities, working on ourselves individually, working on our marriage, going through some really, really tough things and coming out the other side of it. And just, I can say without hesitation that I love Ben so much more and so much more deeply and better than I ever could have when we first met or first got married. Like, because of all that time that we've put in to learn how to love each other in the best way possible.
And that's maybe why it can be frustrating reading a modern romance.
It's so shallow. It's so shallow.
You're looking
90%
for
of the time.
characters who are going to go through the arc of learning how to love each other, and maybe in a way learning how to love themselves.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of opportunities that can be open that just aren't being taken.
Right.
And it's nice to read books like that.
Yeah.
Where they take chances to go outside their box. And it's nice to read books like that, as opposed to books where almost all of the characters have the same philosophy of life.
Yeah.
They're like,
and of romance and relationships too.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
if you've got a character who's going to be more focused on the physical, a nice contrast would be a character who just definitely isn't, for whatever reason.
Never happens.
Like, no.
Well, and that's, I mean, honestly, the genre at this point often is just there to serve a purpose of,
Sales.
Sales,
Yeah.
the tingles that a lot of readers are looking for, which it's called romance, but it doesn't actually exemplify it, in my opinion, at all, ever, mostly.
Well,
sometimes I will give it, there are definitely some romantic stories out there that I think do a much better job of that, and I am determined to find one.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll make you read them with me until we do.
Until we do.
Because it
All
was,
right,
it was
enough.
a really interesting conversation, though. Like, we've talked a lot about reading book lovers together and just our thoughts on it as a married couple. And
just from the perspective of two writers getting into a scene and realizing how we would have done this scene differently, just in terms of the storycraft and the potential here. And it just didn't go in that direction because we needed to hit the genre beats for a romance.
Yeah, definitely. Series will often lose me when a partnership becomes romantic and or the author adds sex to the relationship. Yeah, and honestly, I think a big part of that is because it's not handled well, largely. I am, contrary to popular opinion, I am not opposed to romance in my novels. I'm not opposed to some spice in my novels. Like, I'm really not. But I feel like I am very picky about it, though. And Ben, I mean, I feel like you're even more so
maybe
picky about it.
There were moments in Book Lovers where
it
I
was
was
so
just
bad,
like,
you guys.
oh,
It was so bad.
don't
Ben and I
do
were
this.
like wanting to bleach our ears and eyeballs afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I have had people insinuate in the past that that's just because I'm not a romantic person, or because I'm not like Ben just snorts, that I'm not like somebody that I don't know has physical attract. Like, I've heard it all, right? And I think that's so dumb, because I'm like, no, it's because I recognize that the way this is being portrayed is so shallow. I get nothing out of it. And I don't go to my books for those things, if that makes sense. Like, I don't need anything from these books. And so I think that puts me in a very different
critical perspective,
readership audience, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say you're probably not the target audience for these books.
No, I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
Hey, Rogue, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out with us, Mac. I hope you enjoy the rest of your book this next coming week. I mean, who am I kidding? You'll probably finish it tomorrow. let's see. Sometimes I am rooting for it. I thought the romance on the spell shop was really cute and sweet and dorky. I love when you find like an actually good, solid romance. That's one thing that I do love about the Six of Crows duology is there's actually a sideline romance in those that I really love. And, you know, heck with all the spice scenes that are written in these romance novels, there's a scene in the second book, The Crooked Kingdom, that is one of the most like palpable tension, amazing tension moments between two characters I think that I've read. It's up there. It's so good. And I want that. I want depth before they just are like, you know, immediately let's just throw these characters, you know, in a room together, in a bed half the time. It's not even, they don't even get that far. And it's like, okay, but you didn't build anything. There's nothing that makes this mean anything. And that transactional aspect to it, I think really,
maybe that's
really
the thing
bothers
is,
me.
like when you read something in a book, you need it to mean something. Yeah,
because it does.
The stakes need to be there.
For romance in a fantasy universe done well, try the show. I've heard this. I've had a couple of people recommend this one to me, so I will definitely check it out. Britton wants to know if we bicker much.
Not really, no.
Do we bicker much?
No. not that I.
We're pretty boring.
Not
that way.
It comes to mind. No.
Yeah. I mean, we have like differences of opinion, but I feel like we just
acknowledge that we have differences of opinion.
You just talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We really don't. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I feel like we've had some like big moments. Don't get me wrong, but we do not like have fights in the sense that I think a lot of people would describe it.
Yeah, it's more like we can see the things that we are arguing that they're not like tied to the other person.
Right. It's
so we can talk about the things out there.
Right. That it's like we're really upset about this situation.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I know when we got married, one of our things was that one of the promises that we made to each other was no matter what we come up against, our commitment is that we're going to get through it and we're going to get through it together. And having that mindset where that's
the only solution you ever
together
accept.
Focused. Yeah. That's and it's
not a bad place to start.
It is not. It's easier said than done sometimes, for sure. It's not like it's like, oh, this is just makes everything super easy. Oh, definitely playful banter. Lots of playful banter for sure.
Yeah.
We tease each other a lot. That's half the fun when you know somebody that well. You have to. Yeah, we, you know, I don't know.
The playful banter is there.
Oh, for sure.
And I think there are moments where I've like stepped too far in one direction. Like the time that I did the oh shoot, what is it? I'm gonna get myself in trouble just bringing this up. The time that I decided to play an April Fool's joke that I had met Steven Erickson and then was like, oh, by the way, April Fool's, and then you just hung up. And I was like, oh shoot, I think I
see. Here's the thing, guys. Okay.
There is a way to do an April Fool's.
You're outing me as much as you here.
Oh no. There's a way to do an April Fool's joke well, and that wasn't it. So
yeah, this was years and years and years ago. But I am supremely gullible when it comes to Ben. Like if he tells me something, I take it as like gospel truth, you know, like, oh, this thing happened, and I don't even question it. He's done this to me multiple times where like, I'm just like, oh yeah. Okay. As outlandish as it may sound. So he had called me and you were on a trip somewhere and said that you had either been at a bookstore or something.
Well, no, I said that I had walked into a gas station and was behind somebody, and that the guy at the counter had used the guy's last name and saying goodbye to him because it was something on his credit card or something like that. But that it was, you know, I had this whole stupid story concocted. No.
Well, and the dumb part is I know that Steven Erickson lives in Canada.
So
I
why
know
would you even
how
have been here?
ridiculous that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like a decade ago, so a long time ago. But I just accepted it because Ben said it was that this had happened. And I was like, as outlandish as that sounds, no way. Like crazier things have happened, right?
Yeah.
And then you were like, but you started realizing through the conversation that I was actually taking you 100% seriously, and you started backpedaling really fast.
Yeah.
I got really mad.
It's when you realize you're in a hole and there's nothing you can really do
Keep
about
digging.
it now.
Yeah.
Just keep digging. Yeah. That's sort of like, you know what? It's like the time that we were playing Skulls too, and I gotcha on one of the. It's a bluffing
because I
game,
believe you,
and you absolutely believed me, and it only worked because
you were
believed
so
me.
proud. You were
I
so
was
proud of
really
yourself.
proud of myself. I was like, okay, I'm really sorry, Tori, but on the other hand, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, right?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I love you so much.
No.
Thank you, Leah. I mean, I think he's pretty great.
No. Pretty great too, babe.
Thanks. Romance is good if it's done right. Scenes. Oh, sex scenes. You can do without that. Yeah, I think I can't think of a book I've read where if I have read one where it actually added something that like wouldn't have been there otherwise, it's very rare for me to see that happen.
Well, I mean, just the art form of suggestion can be enough.
Yeah, for sure.
And it can actually do more, I think.
I agree. Totally agree. Having an approach for the big things makes the dirty socks on the floor or the dryer lint on the counter not a big deal. It does. Definitely. Okay, what is a habit that I have that drives you nuts?
Oh, shoot.
There's got to be one.
I know there has to be one, but I'm wondering, like, I can think of some that I have that drive you nuts. Oh, babe. I might have to give you a rain check on this.
Oh, no. I really put you on the spot. This is a tough question.
I know. A habit that Tori has that drives me nuts. I know there's a really good answer for this.
Ben's brain is like, your wife is perfect. There's nothing there.
You know, I'm having to fight against that instinct that's like, don't say anything. But
see, but you know that I'm not going to be like crazy offended by it.
No, I know, and I know that there probably is something. I just have to think of it.
For sure.
That would be like a really good answer. I might have to give you a rain check. I'll get back to you guys.
Okay, I will just say I can't think of anything either that drives me nuts that you do.
What are you talking about? Like all of the times that I will make mac and cheese and then just leave the empty cheese packet on the counter right beside the garbage.
Yeah, you guys. The number of times that I'll come over and there's like a after dinner, right after dinner, and there's like a food wrapper or like a box or a cheese packet that's been used, and it's like on the counter next to the garbage, and I'm just like,
how much work could it have been?
It's just right there.
And you know what?
Right there.
I have no good explanation for this. It just doesn't occur to me.
I mean, in fairness, I was also raised in a family where like that kind of stuff was very important and was reacted very strongly to if it was left. So I feel like I also have a stronger response to that because of how the family I grew up in. Yeah.
See, Grunky gets it. See there? Yeah. It's the Akbar name. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. Grunky has been around us for our entire married life. Like he has been the friend through it all. He has seen everything.
Pants, what are some annoying comments that Tori has that
yeah, make him answer the question.
Yeah, that's the
shunt
same
it off to your best friend and be like, hey, tell me what drives me nuts about my wife. Yeah, I'm even trying to think. I know that there are some.
Yeah.
Things that I forget, maybe. I have the brain of a goldfish sometimes, you guys. It's the ADHD is very strong in our house sometimes. Yep, he is our ride or die third wheel forever. Which Although, when the three of us are together, I become the third wheel. So, just saying.
If we're playing Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure. I always win because the two of them are so busy beating up on each other back there that I can just.
Yeah, there's no way around that.
Nightshade has a question. Do we buy used books more than new? Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. I would say probably 60 to 70% of our library is used books.
I mean, I'm just the kind of person that will buy the cheapest version of the book that I can.
We also like going into used book shops a lot.
Yeah,
too.
and being able to support them.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if we're buying a book new, we prefer to go to like a used bookstore to do it.
Mm-hmm. And we're pretty close to the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and the nice part about that is there are like 6 half-price books in the Twin Cities. Mm-hmm. There's a lot.
And there's not a single one in Rochester.
Don says, I will never mention stuff like that because the ratio of mistakes is not in my favor. I know that I have a lot of weird, bad, like, I don't know, bad habit is the right way to say that, but
yeah, I know that there's, I just have
something
to think of
bookish or something I forget or I'm trying to think. House chores that I avoid.
I mean, you absolutely will not do dishes. You would rather clean toilets than do dishes.
That's true. I would rather clean toilets than do dishes. I hate washing dishes. It's a sensory thing for me. I absolutely hate it. Because afterwards my hands get so dried out or feel so dry that I can't even touch a book or a piece of paper without literally my skin just crawls. I absolutely hate it.
Oh, I just thought of one.
Okay. All right.
So when I sit down to cook something, I follow a recipe because that's how you know that you're going to get the product at the end. But for Tori, recipes like the Pirates Code for certain pirates are more like guidelines, and she will just throw in whatever she wants. Like,
and that stresses you out.
It stresses me out a little bit.
Yeah. You're like, but there's a recipe. But
but wait, okay, all right. You just go. You do your thing, Tori.
That's a good
I
one.
have complete faith in whatever it is that you're doing here.
That might be slightly misplaced. Sometimes
I know that's the safe response at that point, is just to trust the process. Which, by the way, I don't know how you manage to pull off meatloaf the way that you do without a recipe every single time, but you do somehow. So
I mean, you just throw a bunch of stuff in a bowl and then put it in a pan and cook it.
You cook the way you write. You're a pantser.
I'm a discovery cook.
You're a discovery chef. Yeah.
And for the most part, I mean, I think I have a pretty decent, like, general foundation of what works together. So that helps, where I feel fairly confident that I can just throw some stuff together.
Mm-hmm. It works out a lot more often than it doesn't.
And part of the problem is that because I struggle so much with sequential processing because of ADHD, recipes really stress me out because I will have to reread the dumb instructions and all of the things like 87 times and I will still get it wrong. Mm-hmm. So I can practically see Ben short. It is so funny, you guys, when we're in the kitchen and we're cooking together, which is fun. I enjoy it.
It is fun to do. Yeah.
But if I'm like, sometimes what will happen is Ben will start with a recipe and then I will take it completely off the rails, and you can literally see him like stressing he's so patient that he's just like, okay babe, like, sure, we can do it that way.
We can do it that way too, I guess.
He's very patient. Don says, that's hilarious. We are the same. I'm the dishes crew. She is the bathroom crew. Yeah. I have no, like, I'll put some gloves on, scrub toilets, no problem. But ask me to wash dishes.
I got to fight through a gag reflex sometimes if I'm in the bathroom.
See, I'm also a doula, so I don't have.
Oh, yeah. You don't have that problem.
Gag reflex kind of stuff that you do.
Neither of us really prefers to clean up after the cat either.
No, that's true.
Yeah. There are some things.
Leah wants a poetry recommendation published in the last 50 years.
Yes. If you like form, I would highly recommend A.E. Stallings.
Yes, she's very good.
Let's see. What's the one that has all of her stuff in it?
Well,
No, it's I think it's this one here. Whoa.
Hang on,
we're getting
there
up
he
the
goes.
library ladder.
Careful, don't fall.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Which one? Oh yeah.
So I think this is a collection of almost everything that she's written.
There's a lot in there.
There's a lot in here. Yeah. This Afterlife is what it's called.
This Afterlife
by
A.E. Stallings. Yeah, you've really liked her poetry a lot.
Oh, she's got some really good ones in there.
I don't think I've read this one. I've read her other one.
She's got a lot of, like, one of her obsessions is Greek myth. And so there's a lot of that works its way in there as well. And while I can't say that that kind of stuff is my favorite, like, there are some really good bangers in here. Like reading Peter and the Wolf to Jason, age 6, I think is the
one of her.
Yeah, and it's really, really good. And it's a really subtle rhyme that she manages to hit. There's one
listening to Peter and the Wolf with Jason, age 3.
Yes, that's a really good one. There's one about an ultrasound. Where is that in here?
Oh goodness, I don't know. There's a lot of poems in here.
There's one that she made that was like a lullaby that was sort of inspired by trains.
Ultrasound.
Where is it?
From Haypax. I've read Haypax. That's the one.
63. And yeah. Oh, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, she's a very good poet.
Where you have lines like, and listen, here's another ticker counting under mine and quicker. Like the view of being a new mother and just
hearing the heartbeat for the first time.
Yeah. I'm the room the future owns, the darkness where it grows its bones. She's just so killer lines like that. It's good stuff.
I feel like she's the kind of form poet that free verse readers would love.
Yes.
She has because it doesn't kind of straddles that line.
Yeah. She would fit both camps.
Yeah, it's not really harsh form.
It almost sounds like there's a meter to it, but it's really free flowing.
Yeah. She's I've read a couple of her poetry books too.
A.E. Stallings, really good. Would highly recommend. 5 stars.
You're not wrong. I will buy a new Red Rising edition. I only bought the artist edition. I didn't swing for the $10,000 Red Rising edition. I decided to pass on it this time. Did you hear about that?
No, what?
So they just released, how did we not have this conversation? Where they released a bunch of new Red Rising editions from Curious King Books. And there was a bunch of levels, and the top level was almost $11,000 because it's a like red and black leather bound book with all the stuff and all the trappings. And it comes in a carved stone sarcophagus that is carved by like a master stonemason. Which is cool.
That would almost be funny, but it's really, really cool too.
I know that, and the thing that's crazy is those sold out in 2 minutes.
That's
like 2 to 10
nuts.
minutes.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but I have a really hard time mentally justifying in any sense how you could ever spend $10,000 on a book, no matter how, like, I can't even comprehend that. That's so wild.
At that point, I mean, if you wanted something really, really neat like that, it would almost be worthwhile to take some courses in self-education and bookbinding and see if you can just take a regular copy and just trip it out.
There are some people that have done some really cool customizing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pete says that's why I hate washing cards. Oh yeah, squeegees can be also kind of gross. Angie also hates washing. I'm not alone. That makes me happy. Hi, Angie.
It can be therapeutic.
Yes.
I've learned to appreciate dishes more. It's a good time to listen to audiobooks.
That's true. Leah says, I love poetry, but I have a hard time. I think you'll like A.E. Stallings. I think you'll like her.
I don't have very many modern day poets that I really appreciate their work, and it's a hard thing to find.
Angie says you didn't recommend your own collection. It's okay to brag. It's great stuff. That is true. If you want to read, and I got to check and see if I still have it listed on the website, I can put it back on. or somebody just message me if you want one. But Ben and I have our Ink on Their Fingers collection.
Poetry and short story collection goes way back.
Yeah, we were engaged when we put our poetry together for the first time. So it's a combination of mine and his. And I would really like both of us to put out a poetry collection in the next couple of years here, because we both have enough now that we could easily do a collection each. And then we could do something really cool with yours where it's like this cool autumnal cover, and it'd be super cool.
And then we could hire a master stonemason to make a sarcophagus for it.
Yeah. This poetry book is $3,000.
Yeah. Jeez. That's crazy.
Could pay off some of our mortgage.
Yeah.
Saw a beautiful edition of Red Rising at my local bookshop. Nice. Yeah, there's some really pretty ones. I have, well, now with the new artist edition that I just bought, which was the bottom tier of the ones that just came out.
Do you have it yet? Or it's still coming?
No.
Okay.
Later this fall. I have the Howler edition from Barnes & Noble when it was not, that was years ago. The new Del Rey Red Rising. And then I'll have the new artist edition, which is gorgeous. Honestly, of all the special editions they did, I honestly kind of liked the artist edition best. I think it's really pretty.
What book do you own the most copies of?
Probably
Is it Red Rising?
Well, I own 5 now.
You had a lot of White Fang.
Frankenstein and White Fang. I own Red Rising's getting up there though. I think for Frankenstein I own like 6 or 7 different versions of it, and White Fang I own at least 5 or 6.
Okay.
At least, well, no, I think 6 or 7 of that one too. I know, I can't even. My brain doesn't even work.
Yeah, I'm just not in that type of lifestyle.
Like
it's
that would
crazy.
Pay off our car. I can't. We just do not live in that kind of a world. Like financially, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, shipping has gotten crazy. I'll do like $250 to $350 for a special edition, but I'd have it. Yeah, I feel like even that would be tough for me. It would have to be a book that I absolutely love, that was like beyond
the Subterranean Press books of battle that came out. Those are beautiful. They're very, very, very stunning.
Someday when I'm a millionaire, I'm gonna get those for Ben for his birthday or something.
Oh, don't do that.
Well, I said when we're millionaires.
Okay, when we're millionaires, and it absolutely would make no difference to us one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
After we do a lot of other things that are more important.
Yes, we'll do many other things more important than that. But that'll be the one thing that isn't.
I'm surprised the 10,000 Red Rising edition wasn't made of Sevro's toenail clipping. Okay, that would have been hilarious. I know they were trying to make it like super classy and fancy, but if they did like a Sevro edition or like a Howler edition that was more like
looks like
Howler-esque,
run over,
I would buy that. That would be amazing. I love that. That's a great idea. I should, if I can get Pierce Brown on for an interview, I'll have to ask him about that. When is the Sevro edition coming out? That's what the people want. Well, we've been talking for 2.5 hours, and I say this with every guest, but with Ben, it is the most true that we could probably talk for twice that.
We probably could.
But this was really fun. Thank you for joining me.
It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. This was cool.
Yeah, we don't get to like sit down and chat about us too much, like on the professional side of things with BookTube and writing, and it's kind of fun.
I was a little nervous going into it. Like, Tori's going to ask me a question, and I'm just going to freeze up and not know what to say. So this was really good, though.
But you didn't.
No.
It'd be great. Yeah. I brought my introvert for you guys this evening.
Going back to my hole now.
Do you know what, Angie? That is fair. That is fair. I feel like that's not a hot take at all.
There would be fans who would, though.
There were fans that the fact that 10,000, like literally, you guys, $100,000 worth of Red Rising books sold in like less than 10 minutes. That's absurd. It's just absurd. But yeah, totally agree, Don. We have had entirely too many special editions of this book, and I feel like the same 5 books are getting all the special editions right now. And I say that as a Red Rising fan. Enough is enough. We're good. Please. Please special edition something else. But yeah, thank you guys in the chat so much for hanging out with us. You guys are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited for Ben to get to come on and actually have a conversation with you guys.
This was really fun.
So we will definitely have to do that again. Maybe I'll just make you the special guest for all the big milestones.
Oh my goodness. Reflecting on how the channel is changing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Pete says the Howler edition made of real wolf skin, hunted by Pierce and Christopher Paolini in Paolini's backyard. Pierce's toenail clippings and a seasoned with weak beer and strong moonshine.
Yes. Okay. All right.
You know what, Pete? Again, when I have Pierce on for an interview, put that comment in the chat, and I will pull it up for you.
You should be on their marketing team.
Yeah,
because that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you know what, lit escalates. If you need an art director at any point, let me know. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us on the replay, thank you for hanging out with us. And yeah, I hope you guys' TBRs were slightly toppled, because we aspire to that every time we get on a live stream. And yeah, I love you, dear. Thanks for coming.
Love you too. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. I hope that you have a fabulous week. I hope you are reading some 5-star reads. And
I'll see you.
We will see you in the next video. Oh, you got to give him a hat tip. You got to give him the fedora hat tip.